TS Fork is a fairly new restaurant. We opened about 5 or 6 months ago, and it's a really unusual concept because we only have one seating, and it's at 6:30 on Friday and Saturday nights. That's the only time we're open, and nobody has to wait for a table because we all eat at 6:30. It's 5 courses, it's a set price, and all of the food from this area is from this area. So sometimes in the winter months it's a little difficult to find fresh produce, but I get it out of a house in Oklahoma City. But the products are all brought in every day fresh. Everything's made fresh from our signature deviled eggs, which is the whole egg. We use the entire egg. We make our own relish. A local person makes our mustard for us that goes into that. And then we used some crema fresh and some mayonnaise and some fresh dill weed and some celery salt. And our deviled eggs are the thing that's on our menu. Every time we're open, those are on our menu. The menu changes every 2 weeks, and we've been able to use the Cookshack products most of the time because my kitchen's not very big. I only have 4 burners, 2 ovens, a grill, and then the Cookshack Charbroiler. So I like to lead with the Charbroiler when I can because it gets people excited before they even get in the building because they can smell the cooking outside. And so we've been very successful with our Vegas strip steak and some other items on the Charbroiler, so it's a very good item. During October we did Oktoberfest, and we did all of our sausages, our homemade sausages on that, and it was very, very popular. So it's a great item. We also feature Oklahoma beers, Oklahoma wines, plus from other areas, and we have a full bar here, and we get everything in from this area that we serve. And so it's definitely a farm to fork restaurant. At first it was a little difficult for people to understand. They were kind of reluctant because there's no menu, because the menu changes every 2 weeks. But now that people are starting to understand what it is and how fresh the food is and how good fresh food tastes, we're starting to almost sell out about every time we open the doors. So it's a good thing. TS Fork, T and the S stands for the Salt Fork, and the Salt Fork is an area of this part of the state. And it's a very fertile area. In fact, at the 20th century, this area was one of the greatest areas for growing a lot of different crops, including onions, corn, watermelons, a lot of different things. And in fact, this area of this state supplied Coney Island for years with all their popcorn. So it's a very fertile area, and we try to use all of our produce from this area when we can in season. So it's really neat to have. I began in culinary about 35 years ago. Really, that's when my career started, when I actually got paid for it. I used to, I can't ever remember not cooking. As a 6, 7-year-old, I would get a cart full of ham and bread, and I'd go around to all the construction sites and sell my parents' groceries to the construction workers and keep the money myself. That lasted about 3 weeks till they realized that the freezer was completely empty. But I started in that area, and then I moved on to selling food at the schools, out in the hallway outside the cafeteria. So I've always been in the food business. I enjoy the culinary. I've been in the child nutrition portion for 25 years, and I really, really love it. But it's kind of ironic. I go from selling a $2 meal during the day to a $30 meal in the evening. And I got turned on to using fresh ingredients by working with the school and working at the farm to school program, and I realized just how top-notch fresh produce is and how we can implement that into our menus. So, and I've been cooking for many, many years. I went to Oklahoma State University, and then I got my culinary background with Sheraton and Hilton Corporation. And I wouldn't say I'm a great chef, but one thing I do know how to do is combine flavors. And I think if you know how to combine flavors, that you can cook about anything. And so that's what I work on a lot of times, just putting the right flavors together.